said that they will not attend the White House. Listen, I don't know about you, but I'm starting to see a huge issue in this country, and I call it a divide. Over the past 10 years, in particular, we've seen this country being divided at its core, at its roots, more than I've ever seen. And it's not getting better, contrary to belief. Between the racial divide from 40 years ago to the racial divide now, there is even a wider gap, I would argue. Not a closer gap. Contrary to belief, which is crazy, right? In racism, the NFL put it in their fucking end zones. Just listen to the irony in what I'm about to tell you. In racism, then we take it out of the NFL end zone. And then our league representative of the Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles deny the opportunity to go to the White House. Why? The American flag gets raised and folks automatically associate it with MAGA and MAGA folks. Like, what happened to Americans being American? Why do we associate half of America as white, half of America as black, and then add MAGA and associate it with our American flag? The irony is this: you will allow an American flag to be burnt in your city of Philadelphia by Hamas and all these different protesters, immigrants, and etc., who just riddled your shithole town of Philadelphia, if we don't remember, during the election. You didn't do anything to stop anybody from burning an American flag down in your city of Philadelphia, where the bell is, by the way. But you won't attend the White House? The irony, which has been a tradition forever. The NFL used to make it a mandated deal. You go to the White House. It doesn't matter who the president was. We've had Democrats and Republicans sitting in office forever. But let us know something, because all I hear is keep athletics out of politics. Quit associating the two. Stop talking about athletes and politics together and blah, blah, blah. Well, Philadelphia said this. Meanwhile, your owner in Philadelphia said to stay out of politics, separate sports from politics, athletes shouldn't talk politics, and sports reporters should stay out of politics. So riddle me this, Mr. Lurie. Why did you donate millions of dollars to Chelsea Clinton and Kamala Harris then? The irony in this shit is unbelievable, man. We got to stop this dumb shit. It's about the country, not race, not divide, not right versus left. It's football that is allowed to be played in the great country of America, which has now allowed it to be played globally, and you are pissing on it because some sort of divide within your organization. You are the same folks who are mad at Elon Musk for digging up dirt on where our money has been spent for the last 4, 8, 12 years. But yet you continue to buy Tesla. And you bitch about who Elon and Trump have fired, which is apparently why Philadelphia said they will not go to the White House. But please riddle me this. You're bitching about him deporting folks, firing folks in the IRS, and all these other government issues in Philadelphia have been fired since Trump has taken over in this first 30 days. But yet, Philadelphia, I've yet to hear any of you say anything about all the people, the innocent ones, who were fucking fired for taking a vaccine shot against their will. Where you at now, Philadelphia? You fucking hypocrite ass fucking fan base. Why haven't you said anything about all the nurses and police and fire department people that had to forcefully take a shot or be fired? Where you at, Philadelphia? But you won't now go to the White House after winning the biggest prize and the biggest stage. And now you're going to shit on the White House. Fuck with Trump and all these other things. It's America. You can bring us together a little more than you think, but now you're going to just keep us even more divided. Good job, Lurie. And your fucking politics have affected clearly your judgment. One thing about me is, at least I'm going to give you both sides. And then my side. You hypocrites only give your side and ignore the other side. Sad times, but what do I know?
JB, I got one question about your rant. If Kamala was in office right now, would you have started this show the exact same way with the exact same energy as the Philadelphia Eagles or whatever team that won Super Bowl did not go into the White House? Yes or no, and keep it real.
1,000%, and I think you know that.
All right, that's had a question. That's all I said. How you doing, man?
About the sitting president, Smitty. That's the problem we have in this country. Racial divide in this country, Smitty, I would argue, is worse than it was 40 years ago, which is crazy to think about. It's crazy. Me and my boys were just talking about this on the boat the other day. We were like, I thought we were supposed to be like ending racism and equity, DEI. All this shit has actually made it worse, Smitty. And maybe I'm tripping, maybe I'm wrong, but it sure don't seem better. Like, I'm going to be honest, I sure don't see it being better. It's because, to me now, racism has become political. Like, political and racism have come together now as, like, the biggest, like, that's the number one thing. Like, if you're a Trump supporter, you're not American. You're a Trump supporter. If you're anti-immigrant, you're racist. And if you are pro-immigrant, you want them here, you're anti-American.
Right.
Like, it's crazy. Like, we have no more America no more. There's no more America. There's like 5 different segregated areas of America. And if we think about the word segregation, how ironic is that to talk about in 2025?
Nobody can disagree, because if you, like, to your point, if you disagree, like, there's no middle area anymore. You're either this or you're that. You're racist, you're not American, you're dumb, that's where, like, it's these extremes in either direction. There's no area where you and I can disagree, but still love and be happy that we are Americans and here in America versus being somewhere else. It's not that.
Hey, you know what, Smitty? The irony is, like, I put a flag on the boat finally on the yacht, and I had a huge. It was way too big. I didn't know the size. That motherfucker was huge. I thought it was like sitting on the side of a building, right? So I got a smaller one. Yeah. So I put a smaller one out, and we've been out there for 5-6 days straight on the water. So I put the smaller one out, and I got catch. You know, we roll up to Huntington Beach, and obviously that's a heavy, heavy Trump area.
Right.
And California is turning a lot more red than people think, but the politicians in California are so left and liberal that they continue to get voted in. People don't say that. They won't say, oh, it's more red than people think in certain areas. Even Long Beach, where my boat is, started to turn very red. You can ask like guys like Juanzito, a brother in the chat, will tell you Long Beach is turning crazy red. And you're like, well, fuck the red and the blue and all that shit. Like, what happened to just like we didn't talk about this shit before. Like, we didn't care. Like, nobody cared if you voted red or right or blue or red or whatever. But here's my point. Rolling into Huntington and motherfuckers saw the flag, the American flag, and they're like, MAGA on another boat.
Right.
And I was like, America, motherfucker. So, like, my boy, so Spree and them are like laughing because I'm like, motherfucker, I ain't MAGA, A. And MAGA and America have no fucking synonymous relationship.
But you know that's how they do it though. That's how everybody visualizes it now. It's crazy.
That's my point though. Yeah, that's because it's a racial thing and it's a divide, homie. Like, that's the thing about it. Like, you know what the problem is? Make America great again. Great business slogan for money, marketing. Like, think about the right? What it's done. He's probably made fucking billions right off of just the merch alone.
Right.
To me, it's more of a ploy of, for that reason, over like a ploy for like bringing this country together. Here's why. When did we have to make America great again? I thought we already were in the greatest country in the world, and now we came out with MAGA because, you know, half the country, again, divided, says, oh, the left fucked the country up so bad that now we got to make it great again. So he came up with a marketing ploy that became huge, and that's what then they thought, okay, MAGA is its own thing. It's not America. It's this extreme ideology, And so now you're automatically racist if you're MAGA. And then if you're a brother that's MAGA or wears the hat, sell out or whatever. So then blacks became so much more right-wing this last election, or at least if it showed more, that now you got all these people saying, oh, now everyone, no one knows what to do, Smitty. So all I'm saying is, I don't want to get too political this morning and start the show. We're back in the building. But damn, motherfuckers are mad at Elon Musk for going in there to find our money. But I ain't heard nobody talk about firing motherfuckers that are mad that guys got fired, Smitty, and your wife's job, or my boys that are cops, or my boys that were coaching who were forced to take a shot. I ain't nobody bitching about them being fired. But you're all mad that he's fucking finding our money? Like, look, I don't care about anything else. Money and race.
Yeah.
The two
dividers. Yep.
Because if you're a brother that got money during the last Trump campaign or saved money, you voted for Trump again this time. If you're a white dude who was a billionaire that didn't want to get taxed, of course you voted for Trump. And if you're a cat that doesn't understand or don't have property yet or kids or whatever, you're like, oh, well, I'd rather just stay with my roots. And since I'm from the hood, I'm going to stay hood and I'm going to vote for Kamala. And I've been just digging in with my boys. And that's how I found, like, half my boys that voted Kamala are like, fuck it, I don't know enough, homie. I'm just going to keep it hood. And the other half, fuck that, Smitty. I got property taxes now. Last time I saved 13 grand with Trump. Last year with Biden, I paid 20 grand. So it's fucked up right now. I'm just telling you right now. The greatest country in the world hopefully becomes the greatest country in the world again. And I'll leave it at that. Again. But I don't know, Smitty. It's crazy right now. Crazy right now. Crazy
back.
Now. Huh?
If y'all didn't think we was back, we back.
Welcome
Subscribe
back.
right now. It's about to get crazy.
Welcome back. Hey, it's the realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like. Most shows will never start with that, but I just had to say it because the Philadelphia Eagles, I just want to ask you, the Philadelphia Eagles, like, I don't know, Smitty, like if I'm the head coach, it's hard for me to tell my team, even though I don't respect or like, because I've been in these situations, even though I don't respect or like your choice or decision. Yeah. This is a country-wide issue. We need to represent and sit in front of the White House. Okay, so let's say Lori, the owner, is heavy Democrat. Okay, fine. I don't really care. Eventually, there'll be a Democrat in office again. So you're a hypocrite by not showing up now and then showing up the next time there's a Democrat in office. Like, to me, you should be representing the country and standing hot, tie and pride in front of that damn White House. I don't care who the president is. Golden State Warriors did it. Golden State Warriors did it. Like, remember they were like debating this whole thing and all that? Like, I don't understand why Roger Goodell hasn't mandated or Adam Silver hasn't mandated you represent the country at the White House versus all other countries, foreign and domestic, evil and good, by showing force. Hey, man, we won the Super Bowl. Like, I don't understand this whole thing about sitting out.
This
and you
are time, I mean, there's been guys now. Again, they're saying majority of the team, so maybe this is the first time that majority of a team has decided not to go. But there's been a lot of times where like players from different teams for different reasons, that it might be personal, it might be already had plans with the family. I was going back. I knew we were going to do this topic today, so I was just looking at just reading different, an article going through players from all different, Chris Long, Michael Jordan in the past. There's some Patriots players. I think Tom Brady missed one because of personal family matters back in like 2015. And there's like Larry Bird. I think Larry Bird had a famous quote when Reagan was in office. He said, if the president wants to see me, he knows where to find me. He said that in his book. So like this has been going on. James Harrison, this has been going on for a long time as far as players picking and choosing if they want to go or not, regardless of who's in office. But this may be the first time that, according to this report, that a majority of a team, because I don't remember, and maybe you guys can correct me, but I don't remember a time where majority of a team just skipped out. You know what I'm saying? So that's coming from the owner, I'm sure, Lurie, who's on record for supporting Chelsea Clinton and or Hillary Clinton. I'm sorry, Hillary Clinton and Biden.
and now all of a sudden you're telling your team not to show up. To me, it's like crazy. Like somebody in the chat said something that's interesting. If the devil was at the White House, he said he would go. That's my point. Like, it's a little extreme maybe, but that's my point. Like, I think we as Americans should show up to the White House. We've never always agreed in this country on who was sitting in office, dog. We never have. From NHL championships going to the White House to NBA titles going to the White House during the Reagan administration, Nixon administration. How many Bill Russell protests did he have? Muhammad Ali showed up to the White House, and he was not pleased about getting drafted by our American forces.
Right.
He denied it. Said, "I'm not going." That's why
jail.
he went to jail.
Jail for it.
But he showed up to the White House, Smitty. Like, I think America used to be first. Now America is last. And that shit is crazy to me. And I hate to start the show off with a political thing, but that's why we're the realest show on planet Earth. I just don't understand the process of some of these people and these owners. And it's crazy. Like, I'm going to the White House regardless for the reason of America. It ain't about race, white, black, blue. It's about red, white, and blue.
Everything is like public now, though. Like, and this is the negative side of social media. Back in the days, even back when I was younger, we didn't have social media. We might have had MySpace, but it wasn't used the way this is used now, to where nobody knew who you was voting for anyway, unless it was your personal circle and y'all just talking amongst homies or family members and y'all having little family debates, and then you moved on. But back in the day, we had no idea who was a quote unquote Trumper for that era. You know what I'm saying? A far right, we had no idea. So again, now everything's public and everybody has an opinion on every little thing. Whatever you post today, everybody's gonna respond to and having a strong opinion about it. And it's such a extreme opinion either way. To your point, that again, if you go to the White House, it's like, oh, as a black man, you a sellout. Why would you go to the White House when Trump is there? Or if you're a white man, you go to the White House, it's like, oh, he must be a racist. You a MAGA supporter. So it's like all these thoughts goes into people's heads where they're like, damn, I'm down if I do, I'm down if I don't. It's crazy. Like that's where we're at right now.
And you know what the crazy part is? Like, but you would have went to a dude who could barely stay awake on stage talking, who basically now, if we found out, has gotten rid of trillions of dollars of our money somewhere where we don't know where. You're okay with going there, and you're okay with representing who that particular side represented as far as men and women's spaces, playing sports, competing versus each other. All these things, you're okay with that side, but then this side gets in office and you're like, it's clearly not America, Smitty, is my point. It's not the White House. It's clearly who's in office.
Right.
And that's the problem that we face right now. Sometimes you got to be a little bigger on the bigger things, because a lot of people are looking at the Eagles showing up or not showing up. Yeah. And the crazy part is, Smitty, it's like, why, if you're professionals, you've made it to the elite level and you won the ultimate prize, why wouldn't you say, if you want to really break the internet and be a different ball game and completely, like whoever, Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts is conservative, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I know his dad is. But if you were, let's be honest, grown up and mature about it, why wouldn't you say, you know what, dog, we need to actually go to the White House and holler at old boy. He's going to talk to us. We get the stage with them. Why don't we go actually say, hey, what up? Woo, woo, woo. Because there's got to be Eagles out there that have heard about, or at least got boys out there that are brothers or the same skin tone as them, whether they're white, black, or different, that are Trump people and supporters, and say, hey, man, you got to really go do a deep dive and have an actual conversation, which is the point that I'm trying to figure out. Why would you just discredit the White House? I'm not mentioning a president. I don't care. The White House for a assumption of what you think this dude is really portraying to be. That's the problem I have. Like, that's just optically makes a huge impact on our youth, our kid, everybody. Just to me, everybody. Super Bowl champs, the biggest watched thing, Smitty. Like, let's be honest. Like, this ain't fucking, no offense to the girls, but this isn't like the WNBA showing up at the White House. This is a Super Bowl champ. Like, I don't know. I think it's a big kind of slap in the face, but we'll see how it ends up, man. It's a sad day. to be a sports fanatic. I don't know. But